I'm not sure what Marvel Rivals expected when they buffed Adam Warlock and Mantis, two off supports in Marvel Rivals. And if you're unfamiliar with the term off support, essentially it comes from like Overwatch and other hero shooters where you have a main support and an off support. A main support's job is to heal your tanks, and an off support's job is typically to heal your DPS and your squishy members of your team, right? Your main support. But Marvel Rivals players have gotten so used to the idea of having main supports for the past 3.5 seasons as your backline, and it's necessary because support ults A are very, very broken, and B, DPS have just a ton of damage in the game that tanks can't survive long enough. So that's why you have any combination of your backline being like Luna Snow, Invisible Woman, Cloak and Dagger, and Loki. And when you buff Mantis and Adam Warlock and make their ultimates contend with those other support ultimates, right? Adam Warlock ultimate got a massive buff. The extra bonus HP is absolutely disgusting. Mantis ultimate got a really big buff, right? The charge rate on which she gives the bonus health is really good. Also, her healing output is better. When you make those two supports, those off supports, contend with the main supports in the roster, you're gonna get a 3 support meta because those off supports outvalue another DPS or another tank, right? You don't need 2 tanks because the support role in general is just so much stronger than the DPS role or the tank role. And so you walk us back into this meta of 3 supports that honestly trivializes the game to a like absurd level, right? Because now you just have support ult rotation, right? That's all it is. It's just support ultimates vomiting on the map. And when they're on rotation, when you're playing in Grandmaster Celestial, high elo lobbies, those supports aren't double ulting, right? They are rotating. It's Cloak and Dagger ultimate for one fight, then it's Invisible Woman, then it's Luna Snow, or it's Adam Warlock, or it's Mantis ultimate, which I've been seeing a lot of. And you give them tools to make up for their mistakes, the team ups that they have, Mantis specifically having the extra damage boost for Loki and the bigger sigils, as well as Adam Warlock giving Luna Snow another anti-dive ability to essentially make it so that if they miss position, it doesn't really matter. So that means they can position more aggressively and get off more heals, aka more main healing down this meatball compositions that we always play. Marvel Rivals doesn't have the complexity of like high ground, off angles and stuff like that. 99% of players are meatballing it down main or meatballing it down one of the lanes and just praying that their healers or their supports can out heal the other team and their DPS can out damage the other team. That's all it's become. And that's what happens when you get these 3 support metas. You make it so that support is so much stronger than tank and DPS, when typically, on average, DPS and tank are supposed to be stronger than support because support have so much influence with their base kits. If you notice, a lot of support kits inherently are very, very util heavy. They have a lot of overload in their base kits. DPS and tank are supposed to have more damage so they can outvalue the supports, but that's just not happening in Marvel Rivals. And I think what they're gonna have to do is take a massive pass at all the healing in the game and drastically reduce it